Drinking this album, listen to the brews. I think it would pair well, if only for you, 'cause it's album brews. It's album brews.
Hello, friends, and welcome. I'm gonna try not to have my the Velcro from my wrist brace in the background of this the whole time. Hello, friends. And welcome back to Album or Brews, the stickiest music podcast. I'm a spoiled little brat, and I get what I want. My name is Sarah.
Hey guys, I'm your favorite sidekick, and my name's Zach.
It's the new wave of the future, and I'm Ethan.
Yay! That was really good.
We pulled that one off, yeah.
That was
We split.
amazing.
We are so stoked to have Ethan in from the band Splits. Tell us a little bit about that band, Ethan.
Hi. My band is called Splits. We have 2 EPs up, and we make like alt rock, kind of pop punk music. Your guitar, bass, drums, playing shows. We just recorded a single. It will come out in the summer at some point, hopefully.
Song
That's
of the
plan.
summer.
Keep 'em
Song of-
guessing.
You know what?
Keep 'em-
That's so
keep 'em
funny that you say
guessing,
that.
yeah.
Because the working title is Song of the Summer.
Holy shit!
No.
I mean, not the real title, but like the title,
Yeah.
the working title for us.
It really is the song of
That's
the summer.
so funny. Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. And you're the first drummer we've had on. That's very cool.
I didn't.
You
Yeah,
did-
I don't know if I mentioned that.
How long you been drumming?
Been drumming for 12 years. I got my first drum kit in 2010 in high school. Been in a few different bands, and love it. It's a great instrument. It's how you let your anger out.
Yeah, you do
Without
have
hurting
to. You
people.
can play it angrily, yeah.
What is your favorite drum in the kit?
I like that question. Probably, well, the hi-hat, not a drum,
Sure.
but piece of the kit.
Yeah.
Because it challenges me so much. That's like the hardest thing.
I
is getting
always
my
feel
hi-hat
like
good.
I can tell who the drummer is by their hi-hat sound. Do you ever
Oh
feel
yeah?
that?
How so?
Like John Bonham's hi-hat sounds way different than, say, Will Ferrell from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Right?
Will Ferrell, right?
Like his
Famous.
hi-hat is like always in motion. Like you can feel it every measure. You can feel it going somewhere.
Yeah, well, there's just so much variability with that.
Yeah.
Like you could keep it close, keep it far. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's a good part of the kick. That was actually the only correct answer Sarah
Holy
had
shit.
written down.
Do I get?
Yeah, on my note card in my pocket. So you aced it, and that means if you want, you can have another vodka Red Bull later.
I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Isn't that our prizes for the show now?
It's just you can get a refill.
No, you can get a vodka Red Bull.
We should have like a tap installed in either of our apartments.
That would be huge.
Bring it out in a
Red Bull tap.
chalice.
I'm enjoying this vodka Red Bull. I gotta say,
I'm
am as
having a great
well.
time with it. It's a solid drink.
I got no problem with it.
Yeah.
Let's introduce the album real fast that we are
Absolutely.
pairing with this delicious vodka Red Bull, and then I have a game.
Amazing.
Yeah. Who
Amazing.
wants to introduce the album?
I think you should take it
thinking.
away. Who are
Yeah.
we talking about this week?
Okay, we're talking about an artist called Underscores, and I've been obsessed with Underscores for some time now. It's just one person, and I don't know their pronouns, so I'm going to say they on this podcast. But they're super fucking talented, and they put out this full length called Fishmonger, which is what we're going to talk about today. It's like hyper-pop, I suppose, but it's like all
It's
over
so
the place.
much more.
It's all
It's
over
a
the place.
lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things.
But it's just the production is amazing, and the vocals and the melodies are so hooky, and the rhythms are just incredible. I can't get enough of this album.
Yeah, every beat is like a little hit of dopamine. Some songs you got to wait the whole time to get that hit of dopamine, but this person has just put it in every measure, which is
Yeah.
really nice.
When I was like, I have two thoughts. My first thought is I was like trying to research this album, and like you can tell. Well, I don't want to say this project is still in like its infancy because they've put out so much music. But one of the first like headlines of an article written about this project called it, quote, producer porn.
Yeah, I read
That's
that.
a great.
And I was like, that's amazing.
I think that's accurate.
For those who don't know, we're not talking about porn with producers.
No.
This is a la food porn where something looks so nice, like the food looks so nice.
Well said, yeah.
It's-
A la food porn.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
We'll leave the rest up to the imagination.
it's so do you know what they're talking about there with the producer porn, Sarah?
Just that it would make a producer
Horny.
ruin their
Easy,
pants.
easy, yeah. Okay.
I'm assuming they're talking about the digital audio workspace. They're talking a lot about their Ableton sessions, which I imagine are like these huge, vast sessions, which is like tracks on tracks on tracks, all delicately crafted together.
You know, I don't know if you saw any of their YouTube stuff, but there was a video I found on Underscore's YouTube that was like, what was the title? It was a really good, it was like speed run. It was like one of their EPs speed run, like, I don't know the terminology for that, but like,
Yeah, I forget which
speed run
track
terminology.
it was.
And it was
Yeah.
like, they did a whole like EP and walked through it, or maybe EP, whatever. And they walked through it on Ableton and like made it, like talked about every layer, like themselves. It's amazing.
I
And,
want to watch this.
like,
We have to share it.
oh, it's incredible. And just like their face in the corner, like they're talking through the whole thing. It's amazing.
It really is a different art. Mm-hmm. It's like it's an art piece
Oh,
of
yeah.
its own. Mm-hmm. Like someone like crafts a whole painting, but they've just crafted this DAW session in Ableton.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
a collage.
Yeah,
So sick.
beautiful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It is like a different art form than like instrumental stuff. I think, you know, like
Yeah, right?
I mean, not that it's better or worse, just like it's like a different landscape to make something with your computer.
yeah, it's got to be a whole nother skill set because, like, you probably know as a drummer, you've probably put on a metronome and like done a paradiddle for an hour straight, right?
Sure.
Which is like discipline and skill and like commitment to the art form.
But
Yeah.
but this one, it's just all imagination, right? That's
Oh, there's no limits. Yeah, you're not limited by like your own like physical capabilities, which I love about this genre. Like you can
I
do
never thought about that too. Yeah, you're right.
can
Yeah.
like even with all the pitch shifting and stuff, like that's so cool to me. And like you can't do that without the help of your DAW and your computer and stuff. And like just like you can make as fast of a like that part, and we'll get to it in Spoiled Little Brat, where it's like just like a glitchy like
Yeah.
that's like how do you do that without
it's a sound
It's
that
cool.
could not have existed
Yeah,
before the
exactly.
advent of a computer.
Yeah.
Which I think is neat.
Yeah, it's so fucking sick. This is like through and through, like when I was looking at like lyrics and everything, like this very much feels like an album by someone who was raised on the internet
Oh yeah.
and like
yeah.
raised with the internet. Like this person, I think their first name is Devin, right?
I think so.
They're like 21. Like they're my younger sister's age.
Yeah. Young
And
person.
there are like Tumblr references and talking about like give me the aux and like just all these little
Yeah.
Gen Z like colloquialisms that I'm like, oh my god, like I feel like I'm listening to an album made by like one of my sister's friends, which was
Yeah.
really cool. But also by someone who's so smart and talented.
Oh my god. And I saw Underscores like a weekend or two ago, and can I talk? Is this a good time to talk about
Yes,
that? That was
yes,
it was
please do
such an
it, yeah.
amazing. I fell in love like even harder with this artist.
Oh my God.
Because like it just brought it to a whole new level, because they're like so like sure of themselves on stage and confident and like fucking own. They're the only one up there. It's just
Yeah.
one person, and they own the stage and just like own the room, and just like everything about their energy was so captivating, and
nice.
and I already loved it. So going in and having that experience, it was amazing.
That was sick.
But like also live, I want to point out too, because this was so cool. They had like two different mics on stage. One was like pitch shifted low, and one was pitch shifted high, so they could do all the different parts.
Oh my
like,
God.
switch off mics and stuff. And it was
so cool.
I did not expect that. It was so cool. Yeah, it was so cool. And the pits were crazy. Like I didn't know how the audience would be, but it was like, you know, pit friendly, which I love. I love a pit at a show.
I was doing a car listen with this album, which I usually do. I usually do a couple listens to the album. And this pairs very well, a la car speakers. But I was thinking about, like, is this a club? Like, could I, like, would they bang this in a club? Or, like, live, I bet was, oh, man. So,
God.
just some of the tones he gets on the low end, I bet was so awesome.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
So, no live instruments, all just that one person.
Yeah.
Wow.
No live instruments. It was just their laptop, two mics, and then I don't know. Was there maybe a synth? There might have been like
Okay.
there might have been something. I don't
I think
remember.
I again, I was like doing my research and perusing like the depths of Reddit because there is a tiny little subreddit. It's like, well, not tiny. It's bigger than anything we have on the
We're probably
internet.
gonna post on it when this comes out.
It's like 80 people or something. And I saw a video from the Chicago show, and it was just like a laptop and like the 2 mics and like, yeah, like a synth or like a little mixing doodad.
Yeah, it had like there was like pads or like
okay.
the drum pads things.
And it was all just on like a fucking fold out like garage sale table.
Unbelievable.
That's
and like
so cool.
The outfit, just everything about their energy, I'm so obsessed with.
Yeah.
I
think they're
obsess.
so cool.
I obsess hard, like rarely, but hard. And this artist I'm obsessed with. What was I going to say too about that? Oh yeah, like there was like they were doing some like covers, like you know, like top 40 covers, like remixed, thrown into the set a little bit too. And that was really cool. And there was like, I can't think of which songs they were, but like a Kelly Clarkson kind of vibe, something like that. And they would like remix it and like kind of like, you know, club it up a little bit. And it was so cool. And they even one of them was like mashed up with one of the tracks, Where Did You Fall? One of the tracks on this album was like mashed up with one of these top 40 hits. And that was like one of the songs in the set list. It was crazy. And that's so cool.
Fucking hype.
Yeah, it was such an amazing. I recommend anybody see Underscores if they come through your town because I won't miss them.
What venue did they play at?
It was at Shuba's.
Oh, nice.
Which is a
I
great
love
venue.
Shuba's.
Yeah, great venue.
I'm gonna go see a show there next month.
I feel like Underscores is going to be, I mean, they're already like gaining traction like nuts. I think they're going to be huge.
Oh, they will be.
So get a ticket before it's like $100.
Yeah.
Let's get that in writing. They're gonna be.
They're going to be huge.
Because
you heard it here.
Because you can see it. You can see when someone has that, and they had it.
Yeah, they have the energy.
Well, cool.
Well, before they make news, Zach, do we have any news we need to talk about?
We do have some news
Nice
we
transition.
need to talk about. And first, I want to talk to you guys about that really bad Machine Gun Kelly rendition of Aerials. How do you guys?
Aerials by System of a Down.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about Machine Gun Kelly's shitty ass punk album.
Wait. On his new album, there's a System of a Down.
It's a live session. Can we pull it up, Sarah?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Could you remind me of the name of the song?
Aerials.
I love that song. Aerials.
Oh, it's a beautiful song by a wonderful, talented band.
Yeah. But
Let's just and I don't. Is anyone here Machine Gun Kelly fans? Can I openly shit on him?
No, you can
do
shit on
that.
him.
I don't know
do whatever
why
you
I
want.
don't like him. I've never listened to his music, but I just want to not root for him for some reason.
I get that.
Well, he's also like kind of been in public scrutiny because of his relationship with Megan Fox, right? And just because they're like cringe.
Yeah, I
That's
just don't. Yeah,
I think Megan Fox is cool, but it's such
Aren't
a
they
shame.
Splitsville?
Are they Splitsville?
I don't know. I thought so.
I would
you
be
heard it here, folks. On
fascinated.
I thought so.
Well, I always get so bummed out when a beautiful bisexual woman dates a man who looks like
Who can't
a
sing
clump of
Aerials.
hair in a shower drain. But there was like, he kind of gave us that meme where I think she said like, "You smell like weed," and he was like, "I am weed."
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Which is nothing, by the way. That's nothing.
that's
Should we hear a little bit? Oh God, let's hear a little bit.
Let's.
I'm gonna skip ahead. Oh, Howard Stern. All right.
Why? Why is it the way that it is? Why isn't it better? No, he really bungled this one, and I was gonna try to give the benefit of the doubt.
he takes.
What was that?
He takes
was that a demo version of it?
No, that's live
live
acoustic.
set.
Oh, it was live. Okay.
And he takes all the notes
There's a
that
full
really,
band.
the really high ones that hit you really good in the climax. He takes
Yeah.
them all down
Take
the
those
octave.
right down. Let's take
Yeah.
those right down.
Oh God. I should also mention. So I was like watching the video when I was pulled up, and he's like holding either like a joint or a cigarette during the set, and like something about smoking whatever in like a closed studio environment
yes.
is such a dick move. It's like hotboxing the blue line.
Yeah. I actually have another piece of news too because I didn't want to
please.
leave it just with that.
That's a sour taste. If you
yeah.
leave it there.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about Daniel Radcliffe's portrayal of Weird Al Yankovic's.
I'm so
in
excited about that.
The new.
This is the first I'm hearing about this.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
What a casting choice.
Oh, I know. The pictures are great. You can find pictures. We'll post some on the Twitter of him as.
I haven't seen him as Weird Al. Have you?
Let's pull it up right here.
I'm pulling up a picture.
It's so good.
He looks like such a little weird ass.
Oh my god, that's so good.
It's really a great casting choice.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he looks like Michael Cera.
Oh my
Like
god,
Michael
that's good.
Cera wearing a poodle. Oh my goodness. Okay, tell me more immediately, please.
It's fantastic. Okay, so
Is this like a biopic that they're doing?
it's a biopic. It's for Roku TV, and Weird Al is helping write the screenplay with him and all. And it doesn't have a release date yet, sadly. But I have made a game with this piece of music booze, where I have found some facts and some not facts about this release, and I'm gonna make you guys guess what's real and what's not.
I'm into it.
For someone who just learned that this exists, I'm really excited to test my knowledge of it.
Okay, so some of these things I grabbed straight from the Daniel Radcliffe's interview with Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, cool.
Because that's when I wrote this bit. I was just watching Jimmy Fallon, and I was like, I need to write a bit about this.
And some of them you grab from your
His
ass.
brain.
From
Yeah.
straight from my noggin. So according to Daniel Radcliffe in his interview with Jimmy Fallon, he is also cast to play Wolverine in the future.
And we're supposed to say if that's true or false?
Yeah.
No, that's bullshit.
No, Daniel Radcliffe Wolverine.
No
It'd
way.
be so
It doesn't
that
fit.
would be like Tom Holland Wolverine.
It is false, but his fan base is like doing that thing where they're like,
or
if we
Donald Glover needs to be Spider-Man.
if they say it enough, it might happen. So that is sadly false.
Damn.
Weird Al gave Daniel Radcliffe his own accordion to practice with for his role as Weird Al Yankovic.
I would believe it.
I could see that.
Yeah, that's 100% true. He did that.
That's
An honor.
Yeah.
He gave him his own accordion? Or like, wait, his own, Daniel Radcliffe's own, or like Weird Al's own?
Weird Al gave Daniel Radcliffe his own accordion.
Weird Al's accordion.
Yeah, so he could play it with,
no
true
way.
essence.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What an honor.
What an honor.
That's huge.
I'm a big Weird Al fan, by the way. I actually, Weird Al was my first concert ever.
We have an episode on Weird Al.
Do you?
We sure do.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I think he's very talented.
Absolutely.
So cool. Yeah, we love him so much. He's just so wholesome.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And I love it. Have you seen him on Comedy Bang Bang? Do you watch?
No.
Oh, he was like the the Questlove on that show, or like the what do you call that?
Yeah.
The accompaniment, the music.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to watch more Comedy Bang Bang.
I
Yeah.
know. That sounds really good.
Daniel Radcliffe is often confused for Lord of the Rings star Elijah Wood.
I would believe that.
Often. I would
That's
say.
true. He's like
I'll
Harry
say
Potter.
maybe sometimes, but not often. So I'll say no.
It is often, and Daniel said on the Tonight Show that he often just lets people believe it. Because what if they don't know who he is, and then he just leaves a bad taste in their mouth? He'd rather let them believe they met Elijah Wood.
I don't think he looks that much like Elijah Wood.
No, but he's just like a young person in a fantasy movie from the 2000s.
Like a little brunette.
I just saw Elijah Wood in Eternal Sunshine the other day.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies ever. But
So
I just
good.
rewatched it, and he's hateable in that movie. But
Daniel Radcliffe is actually distantly related to Weird Al's English family.
no, I
Is
want to
Weird Al
believe it.
English? Yankovic?
Yankovic. Let's break it down.
Yankovic sounds like
Brussels.
Polish.
Brussels.
Or
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's totally made up. Wearing a Hawaiian shirt is a huge responsibility, and I don't take that lightly, said Daniel Radcliffe in a press interview.
I would believe that.
You think yes?
Yeah, that's true. He said that.
He said that. Yeah. Okay. That Daniel Radcliffe.
Responsibility.
This film will feature Ryan Wilson as Dr. Demento, an American radio broadcaster. Or it's Rainn Wilson, I'm sorry.
Oh, Rainn Wilson.
Rainn Wilson.
Oh, Rainn Wilson as a radio broadcaster
I
sounds
hope
kind of
so.
lit.
I mean, I would love it. I'll say
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that's super true, and I'm super excited for it.
That
No
sounds
way.
awesome.
That's amazing.
I want to see this so bad.
Who's Dr. Demento? Is that a...
He is a radio broadcaster from, I didn't look it up what year, probably the 90s or 10s.
Something like that.
But he specialized kind of in gimmicky songs. So it makes sense why he's in the movie about Weird Al.
That's so fun.
Maybe they had something. We'll have to wait and watch it and see.
That's amazing. Rainn Wilson, I'm in. I was already in.
Rules.
Rumors speculate a special cameo. Can you guys make any guesses before I tell you who it is?
Hitchcock.
Like, it has to be Weird Al himself, right? But he would play like
would
a
think.
grandma or something.
That's exactly what I have written.
Is it actually?
It's false, but that's exactly what I have written. That is false. But no, Weird Al is actually closely involved in this film. And Daniel said he's there every day, and Daniel's pleased to say that he's one of the nicest men.
I believe that.
Right?
I believe that.
I believe it.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Thank you guys for playing.
What was that segment called?
Yeah.
It was part of Music Booze, but I haven't named this one yet.
Today in Music Booze. Colin.
Radcliffe or sad?
Biopic or biopicant?
Okay.
Biopicant sounds like a dermatological condition or something.
We're keeping it.
Okay. Biopic or biopicant.
Biopicant is great. It's good to say.
I have to write out the chapters to put in Apple Podcasts, so that's gonna be really fun to spell when I'm
Oh, you do really? You do chapters?
Yeah, we do little timestamps
In case
so you
anyone
can
wants
skip
to
around.
skip right
no
to
way.
biopic. And
Yeah.
Right. Or biopicant.
And then it comes in super handy. We do compilation episodes twice a season, so then we know exactly where to go for the good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
So that'll be fun.
I could use another vodka Red Bull, and then we can hop right into the album.
Shall we get?
Sounds good.
Oh, I want to tell the listeners.
Yes.
I don't want to say Red Bull roulette, but I went to ye olde little grocery store by my apartment, and they had some fun and fresh flavors. So our first beveragino was just regular vodka Red
classic.
Bull, classic vodka,
Classic Red Bull.
So classic. But there are two more fun flavors, so stay tuned when we come back with something else.
From the 2-second break. Don't go nowhere. We're back, and we mixed up our Red Bull just like this album mixes up genres, and now we are using a peach nectarine Red Bull flavored, which I did not know existed until 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. How do you feel about it, Ethan?
I'm digging it. It's a different feel, mouth or otherwise, from the
Yes.
first drink.
Uh-huh.
Sweeter.
Yeah, it almost feels like a real cocktail. It doesn't feel like...
I don't think we've talked about mouthfeel yet on the podcast, but as someone who used to work as a barista,
Mouthfeel's
I'm
important.
obsessed. I love talking. I'm like, it drinks like a tea or whatever.
I don't really know what that means. It is bullshit? Or
No, well, it feels like bullshit when you're saying it, but you can tell
Like how heavy
Viscous?
liquid is.
yeah, viscous.
Yeah.
Like how it sits in the mouth and coats the tongue and blah, blah, blah.
It's a
Oh,
little
yeah.
less bubbly and a little more heavy.
Yeah,
Right?
and
Isn't this-
clear.
Yeah.
I can't get over that it's
the color is vastly different.
Yeah.
Which is shocking to me. I didn't expect that.
But Ethan was making a fantastic point, and we were like, "Oh my god, we need to run and start recording," about how a vodka Red Bull kind of pairs really perfectly with this album.
Accidentally.
Accidentally.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was hyper-pop, so I thought hyper, energy drink,
yeah.
Red Bull. Vodka Red Bull was just like a natural alcoholic version.
Yeah.
And then I realized later that it works on two levels because vodka, uppers, downers of energy drinks with vodka, it's like the uppers, downers of the album. It's there's some really aggressive parts of this album and some really low-key parts of this album too, to the just bird noises. So it's the whole scale of just bird noises all the way up to
Crazy
the
fucking
end of-
glitch pop.
glitch pop, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like as we're going through this, we should stamp each song with a is this
upper,
vodka
downer.
or is this Red Bull?
Yeah,
Because I feel and there are some that are kind of the cocktail. Like they're both in the
Right.
same song.
What's this first one? 70% is the first track.
70%. I would say it's a Red Bull.
I would
say it's a
agree.
Red Bull. I really like the vocal quality on this one, and the fact that it doesn't come back at all throughout the album
I
makes me
know.
really happy.
Which I love. I love that choice to like start with. It's like Black Mirror, the way it starts with the pig fucking episode, and you're like, I'm never watching this show again.
There's real shock factor.
You got to stick through it.
We can hear some of that at 116 if you want to say.
I would love nothing more.
There's like actual lyrics to this song on Genius.com.
They're amazing. Oh my god, the lyrics are so good, and that's the thing. You don't even know what they're saying at all, and then you look at the lyrics and you're like, holy shit! And that's what I love is that they're just buried completely, like inaudible, on purpose, but they're so good. I
It's
love
actually
that.
like bars. Like
Yeah. Oh my god. There's some really
Her parents sent their kid to some asylum out in Malibu, I guess. She can't have nicotine for breakfast like she used to.
like that's so fucking good.
Jesus, yeah.
Oh my god. And I love that last one. I guess he thought he only cried at funerals, but this time no one's dying. It just seems like everyone around him wants to.
Yeah, there's some really
So heavy, and it's just buried. And that's
like
that's
this
what I love.
driving beat and like
I also love, I mean, we're going to see this a bunch on the album, but I love kind of the intersection of like these really like riff heavy fucking like pop punk guitars with like this distorted like glitchy vocal style. It's like if Avril Lavigne and 100 Gex like had a baby. It's amazing. It's so fun.
Can I give a comparison too?
Yes, please.
I got a lot of, or are you guys Blink fans? Were you Blink fans
Of
when you were
course.
kids?
Yeah.
Casually.
Their debut album uses a lot of, not a lot, like a bare minimum amount of like some synthy stuff and some weird DAW stuff in like their pop punk album. And when I was a kid, I remember listening to it. But some of the stuff in this was kind of like reminiscent of that, but like times 10, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, and then I was reading an interview, and Travis Barker actually produced a song on their latest album.
What?
Yeah. And I'm like, that makes sense. Travis Barker would like this a lot.
Which one?
It is
On the next project, right?
Tongue in Cheek on his earliest. Was produced by Travis Barker.
That's awesome.
Oh,
I didn't
on
know.
Boneyard.
So I wonder if any of their influence was Blink 182.
Yeah, I would-
Right?
Interesting.
The punk drums is very Blink 182-esque.
I mean, they're 21. Like, I had a roommate in college who wrote a Blink 182 fan fiction that was
I love that.
quite literally the length of The Fault in Our Stars.
I'll read that.
Like, I would be surprised if someone who, like, grew up kind of during the same time, like, didn't have Blink 182 as a reference. Or as an inspiration, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I'd be very curious to hear what Underscore's influences are, but
I would love to see their Spotify Wrapped.
oh my god, yeah, I bet it's just like you've never heard of any of it.
Yeah.
Like that's right. That's my guess. I love that first track. Like Zach said, it does something that never comes back, which is like such a just like fuck you move to like just like never do that again. That whole sound on the
It's
album.
the new wave of the future.
It is
Yeah.
exactly right.
Do either of you know? I was trying so hard to. It sounds like it's just almost like their producer tag, almost like I don't know if it's used in other projects.
I
But
think it is. I think it is.
sprinkled throughout this album, you'll hear like it's the new wave of the future.
Celebrity,
Celebrity?
strictly business.
I did hear that
Yeah.
a couple times.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's like a few of them though. It's just like there's like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah,
But yeah, they just throw them out. I don't know. I think it's the new wave of the future is on a different album too.
yeah.
But it's just like several tags and it's like aggressive that it's like on every track. It's like on every track. But that's this whole point is that this is like intentionally aggressive and yeah, like it's meant to throw you off, I think.
Absolutely.
In some ways.
I've got a fun Zach fact.
Yes, please.
Zach fact.
I left my charger here
Yes, you
for a
did.
week, so I did my notes on my phone over the week because my laptop was dead. and as I was like writing my notes, it would auto suggest emojis.
Oh.
So my notes this week have emojis.
That is amazing.
Tell me more.
And so I really like the sneeze at the end of this first
Yeah,
track.
right?
And I got a bunch of sneezy emojis in my notes.
Oh yeah,
That feels appropriate for this album.
the sneeze at the end is great.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's very cute. I love how many different, like you were saying, how they had like multiple mics on stage and one was like pitched this way and one was pitched that way. Like it is so, if you don't know that this project is by, I mean, there are collaborators and like features on the album, but like it's all made by pretty much one person and all the vocal performances are by one person, but it's like pitched and distorted every single number of ways. You would think there were like 8, 9, 10 different people giving vocal performances on this album.
There are 2 guest features.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which you can't tell because they sound just
Right.
as crazy.
It's all distorted, so you can barely tell.
Yeah.
But I totally agree. Like when I first heard this project, I definitely assumed it was several people.
Yeah.
And I was shocked to find out it was just one. But that makes
Absolutely.
it so much more impressive.
It kind of reminded me of, like, I don't know a ton about this person, but everything I've seen has used, like, they, them pronouns for them. And it kind of reminded me of, like, Laura Less from 100 Gex, who, like, is a trans person and has spoken a million times about how she'll, like, you know, pitch her voice to kind of, like, ease dysphoria regarding, like, her natural singing register.
Sure.
So I could see it being kind of like a life hack to, as potentially a non-binary musician, like give XYZ number of different vocal performances where it's like, you don't know what the fuck I sound like.
Yeah.
Like I'm just making all these different cool ass songs, giving all these different performances, and you could not tell me what my actual singing voice sounds like.
I love it. And that paired with like all the imagery, I love like the imagery of an artist too, and all of their imagery is just like so bare bones. Like it's just like them lying on planking in different places and like the Spotify bio is just like maybe a sentence, if that. There's like very little information. So it's all just like, I love that.
Yeah. It's so sick. I fucking love the second song so much.
I definitely love this one too.
Secondhand Embarrassment
This
has
one's a people pleaser.
been stuck in
It's
my
good.
head.
It's good.
It's so catchy. I would love to just like play a little bit of it.
Do it.
Don't talk if you're not gonna say much. You could have some, then you don't like the taste of.
It's so stuck in my head.
It's so good.
catchy.
I should also add the production value on their music videos is insane. There's a music video for this song and just like, it's so simple. It's just them like kind of like dancing in a couple different places and like laying on like a jungle gym or some shit. And then there's like someone with a cool, like there's not like a ton that like happens plot wise, but it's beautiful to look at. And the song is so sick and something about it just like scratches an itch.
Yes, that's the thing. Like all of Underscore's art, like the music videos and the songs and everything, it just like it just works.
Yeah.
It just works in a way, you know,
just
like, and it's just like,
works.
it's not overly complicated when you're like you're talking about the music videos. I've seen other ones that are just as simple of a premise, but they're so pleasing to look
Yeah.
at and just like something about their, I don't even know how to describe it. This Devin's energy and just like, you know, like there's a music video where they'll just like do a little dance in the middle and then just like keep on like running around. Like I love it all. I don't know. It's hard to explain why it works so well, but it's all very pleasing and like
It's a vibe.
aesthetic.
They seem very confident in everything they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
And
and you just like it, right?
Yes. It's like every choice that was made just like makes sense
Oh, and
in
it's,
the scope of the project.
which I love it. Like it like makes me feel it like an internal like certainty. Like they're certain and I feel certain because of it. I don't know. I love that.
I feel safe
I
and
agree.
held.
Yeah. And that's how it felt live too. I definitely that's why I fell in love. Yeah.
How did you hear this song live? Secondhand Embarrassment?
Yes, I did.
Oh
And
my God.
the pit was
I thought that would be
fun.
lit as
Yeah.
hell.
I love a song. I love this song and some other ones on this album where they are just like, you know, I don't care what you think kind of vibe. Like, you know, like shut up, don't care, doing my thing
Yeah.
vibe. I love that whole vibe. 'Cause it's just like, you know, it's like self-care in its highest form, you know? It's just
Yes.
like, I really don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
I'm doing my thing. That's why I love this song and some other ones, you know, that do that. They're just like, well, I'm trying to think of the lyrics, but like, you know, don't talk if you're not going to say much. Like, you know, like we don't need the noise, you know, like I just love that. I love that whole.
Sounds like
That
something
whole-
my therapist would say. Like about self-care, like the best self-care being like kind of selfish.
Yeah.
And like I'm doing my thing.
Yeah. And you can like cross that. You can just like, you know, peek over that edge sometimes of like ego.
Yeah.
You know, like be really selfish and just like cross over the line a little bit, like
Just
tread
a
on that
touch.
line. Yeah.
Yeah. Just to keep them guessing. Oh, it's so good. This whole
So
album
catchy.
is so, good.
catchy.
Oh, and also I had one more note on this song, which was
Please.
there's like a skipped beat near the end, which you know what I'm talking about, where it like skips beat one and then hits on beat two, which it just like I love when artists do that. And I know it happens a lot, but like it's near the end of the song. It's like right before the last chorus hits.
Okay, I'm just gonna plunk it like
You just listen to the whole thing. I
145.
won't be mad about
I
it.
won't be mad.
Copyright claim. Like, let's just play the whole EP.
Like this is.
Okay, let's see where this gets us.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna dig myself deeper. But most of us aren't good with that either.
Yeah.
Don't talk if you're not gonna say much. You could have something you don't like the taste of.
Yeah, exactly. That skipped beat. Oh my
Yeah.
god. And that's the thing. Like it's like keeps you off balance, but again in like a very pleasing way.
And again, it's just like it's the tiniest choice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beat, but it like the fact that we're all sitting here like having this reaction to it, I think is so sick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Another thing I want to touch on, I was going to touch on, like, I have it in my notes like 10 times, just how good of a mesh between real instrumentation and digital instrumentation they do on this album. Like the acoustic guitar feels so good with all the synths and the pads and stuff they're doing underneath it. Like, it's very nice.
Definitely.
Well, the next song, the title of it kind of describes the current situation, right? Bozo, bozo, bozo.
The very yeah.
Oh, they named it after us.
They named it after us. Another fucking banger.
This might be my favorite song on the album, but it's changing a lot. But this probably is my favorite. They
Is
also
this
played this one
vodka or
live.
Red Bull, would you say? Or a vodka Red Bull?
I gotta think. I feel like it's more.
I think it's a little more Red Bull.
I think it's more Red Bull. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like the soundscape they do on this one. Can you play 25 seconds somewhere real fast?
Absolutely.
Bozo, 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 better speak up.
Like that crash.
Oh,
If you're, it's like a crash sound. Do it again.
And I'll spit it out like cinnamon. Bozo, bozo, bozo.
Yeah.
like something broke.
That feels so good.
Oh yeah.
Can I
that's
also
like,
say, well, you finish your sentence and then
I bet that's like 30 things in Ableton.
Oh yeah. You gotta watch this YouTube video I'm talking about. You'll see the whole Ableton thing.
Like if you're listening to that in nice headphones or in a car, like
that's going to be crispy.
it's
Oh my God.
crispy and nice and
That also happens after a lyric referencing the cinnamon challenge. Ask me how I'm doing and I'll spit it out like cinnamon.
Brah. And I love that
Like-
that pan thing. Oh my god, it's
is
so
that
cool.
what the line is?
Yeah.
Ask me how I'm doing. I'll spit it out
Did
like
either
cinnamon.
of you do the cinnamon challenge
No.
in middle school or high school?
I did, and I'm not ashamed of this.
Uh-huh.
I ate it.
Uh-huh.
I ate the whole tablespoon of cinnamon.
That's good. You should be
you won the
ashamed.
challenge.
That's an
I
accomplishment.
did the challenge.
Yeah.
I also did the cinnamon challenge in my basement with probably literally just my younger sister. Like, we were probably just, like, watching YouTube or something, and we were like, let's go in our basement and put cinnamon in our mouths unsupervised. I don't remember if I did
really
it or not.
dangerous. If you're listening, don't do the cinnamon challenge.
No.
Yeah.
But,
Not cool.
like, there were so many, like, lyrical pulls on this album that were just so, like, not necessarily niche, but it's, like, you had to be in this sort of, like, realm to be like, oh, that's about the cinnamon challenge.
Yeah. I didn't make
so
that connection.
silly.
It's very Gen Z millennial, right?
Or, like, later in the song, oversharing to the friends I made by lying on the
I
internet.
love that line.
I don't know about y'all, but I had a Tumblr.
I relate to that. I lied on the internet.
Yeah.
I had a RuneScape girlfriend. Okay? Not-
Exactly.
It's so real, and it's like, but it holds up so well too now. Like Instagram, I feel like people are just lying on the internet, you know, and it's just like
Yeah.
it's like commonplace. I love like so many lines. Like most of the notes I made in my notes app are about lines that I love. Even though I
Yeah.
love the production so much too, but just like
Lyricism
lyrics,
is 10 out of 10 too. Yeah.
Like the part where it's like, I would give you all the things that I should keep to myself. You know, I would give you all the things that I should keep to myself. Hits. And like the part where it's like, dug up at the end, it's like, caught me off the scale, dug up some trauma. I'm not feeling it. Like, dug up some trauma. I'm not feeling it is such a good line.
Yeah.
And again, with a rhythm thing, they go like, I'm not feeling it. Like they like hold out on a beat again, which I just, it hits.
Bars.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. It's so good.
Excuse my singing.
No, Cameron can auto-tune it.
Let's auto-tune that. Let's auto-tune it. Yeah.
Yeah, Cameron, please auto-tune that.
Yeah, please, let's
It would
T-Pain.
not be the first time.
We need to T-Painify. Like, I think we need to try and well, I'm not going to say, Cameron, while you're editing this, right before you, like, leave for a little tour, can you, like, match the production style of Underscore?
Cameron,
Yeah.
I need you to do 30 lines in Ableton to make me sound, the next sentence make me sound just like Underscores, please.
And like 4 of those 30 lines are just like one noise, right? Like it's not even, you know what I mean?
He would cook our asses. He could definitely auto-tune that. That would be amazing.
But yeah, I love that song. And there was a like a remix version that just dropped recently. Carol's daughter, I think, is the person who remixed it.
Yeah.
It's so fucking cool. It's like they switched out the whole first verse for their own lyrics that are like similar lyrics, but you know, slightly different, and just like made the end heavier and just changed a few things about this song, Bozo Bozo Bozo, and it's so cool. I'm obsessed with that remix too, and that's what I love too about like just this whole. I love because I'm like kind of new to hyperpop,
Yeah.
and I'm like exploring this genre, and it's fun to find all the little connections, like all the features and the artists who know each other, and like you know, like other hyperpop artists were just at this show, just hanging out and watching, and just I like seeing the little network and getting into a new scene like this because I'm a pop punk man at heart originally, but now I'm branching off more and trying stuff, and this is a fun world.
I think this is. Have you heard about how punk is kind of like it's like a pretty broad way to describe music, right? Because it could also be about like being against the establishment, right? It doesn't have to be about like guitar and bass and. So I think hyperpop can be punk.
Yeah,
I think it's a punk music. It's a folk punk music.
in that it's anti-establishment. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So
The shit.
This
I
is-
also think it's funny to call someone a bozo.
I know. Oh yeah, I love that word.
I was like a little stoned in my bed the other night, and unrelated, I was like thinking about how funny it is to call someone a dipshit.
that's a good word.
Dipshit is
Good
really
word.
good. That's a strong one. Something about the way
Like,
it's pronounced.
You did something so fucking stupid to be called
Dipshit.
a dipshit or a
Absolute
bozo.
dipshit.
Like,
Bozo. Yeah, I love
think
that.
we should all be a little more imaginative with our insults.
100%.
Yes.
Thanks, Underscores, for inspiring us.
That's the takeaway from this episode is be more imaginative
Yeah.
with your insults. Insults, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a 1.5 vodka Red Bulls down.
Speaking of imagination, do you think these years are real, or did he like Like, is this a real thing that happened to this person in 2006?
Oh.
Could be.
Because there's like three.
Kinko's?
There's
Kinko's Field Trip
there's
2006.
3 songs with years on them.
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to do the math of how old they are in these years. Like 2006, they're 21.
Right. So
They would've-
2006.
They were born in 01. So they would have been only 5. So I don't. So maybe their parents took them to Kinko's. I love
Field trip. They're just like accompanying a chore.
Kinko's Field Trip 2006 was my first favorite song on this album. That's the one that like drew me into it.
Okay.
The verse specifically, because this is definitely a vodka Red Bull mix,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
the verses are like low key and
The verses are vodka.
and then it hits hard,
The
like
chorus is Red
aggressive.
Bull.
Yeah, exactly. And I was so drawn to these verses because again, I just love the lyrics in these verses. Like, can we play? I don't know. Just like the first 2 lines. Of the song.
Absolutely.
Never have I ever, no I haven't, and I bet I probably won't. Don't ask me how I'm doing, how I do it, chances are I probably don't.
So good. Mm-hmm. Never have I ever. No, I haven't, and I bet I probably won't. Like, so good.
That's self-care.
That line right there is pretty good. Yeah.
I also love that it kind of sounds like a fax machine, and we're talking about Kinko's. Which, did you know Kinko's doesn't even exist anymore?
I'm very familiar because that's part of the reason this song stuck out to me too. Is my mom worked at Kinko's for a long
Oh
time.
my god!
And so Kinko's Field Trip 2006. That's like I was like 13 then, so that was like I was going to Kinko's at that time. So this song like really spoke to me in many ways.
True nostalgia.
Yeah.
Because now it's FedEx Office.
That's right.
That's so boring.
Yeah.
That's
Kinko's was such a fun name. We had a Kinko's
one of the
in the
best
strip
names.
mall.
I was a huge fan of the chorus in this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it hit really
Oh,
good.
it hits hard. Yeah,
like,
it hits hard.
like I'm a big fan of choruses.
Yeah.
And this is like top 10 choruses probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love it. And it's just like one line or 2 lines.
Yeah,
It's so
you don't-
simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't say much.
Well, don't talk if you're not going to say much.
Nice.
We say a lot.
I think I'm falling. Hey, I must be falling. Hey, I think I'm falling. Hey, I must be falling.
Heavy.
We say the word juxtaposition every episode.
Yeah,
but
we
I
do.
like it a lot.
This song is definitely a juxtaposition. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
between the two feelings between verse and chorus.
Which is something I love in art too, is when
Yeah.
when something makes a statement that isn't even like the song itself, it's like the structure of the song makes a statement.
Yeah.
It's the fact that it's like low to really aggressive to low to really like
Yeah.
that itself is like
What
life.
came before
Yeah.
it
Analogous to-
gives meaning to what is happening now.
Yeah. It's so
Very good.
Yeah.
They fucking rule. They're so good. Okay, next song. Where did you fall?
Did you guys hear the metronome in the intro?
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I'm absolutely certain Ethan did.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I was like,
Ethan
metronome?
knows what a metronome
Oh my god.
is.
Yeah. And what's you can hear the metronome when the song starts and then it like gets off time though. Did you notice that? Like
no, I
like it starts out on time and then it feels like, at least that's what I thought, like it like gets off time and then it cuts out entirely all within the first like few lines.
Is that intentional?
Oh,
Did-
of course. Underscores is so good in particular
They left
that
the
I'm
metronome
certain
in the track.
I'm certain
and then
it
got
is.
off from
Yeah.
it on purpose.
Oh, I'm
love
certain
that.
that's intentional. There's no way it's an accident.
That's great. Yeah, this one is nice and dancey, and I like it a lot.
This one gives me like what's that person called? Bass Hunter vibes.
Bass Nectar, Bass Hunter.
Yeah, that whole
There's
world.
a couple.
Like,
yeah,
it reminds me of that scene a little bit.
I want to hear the metronome part. I'm gonna play it.
Yeah, play the beginning.
And it stops and it starts and it stops and it starts. And it hurts cause I haven't done you this bad since I broke your heart when it was.
It's so subtle.
It gets off,
Immediately
right?
a little off.
Yeah. Oh my god. And I feel like it was almost like inserted later or something. I don't know, but
Oh my god. Or like when they were doing the vocal take or
Wow,
something.
what are the lyrics right there? Is there deeper meaning
and it
to this?
stops and it starts and it stops and starts.
Maybe they're talking about the metronome. Maybe they're talking about the metronome.
Oh my god. And I just love how little thing, but I love how it starts with and. I love when a song
Yeah.
starts on and. Again, one of those like subtle things where it's like, you know, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like
It's like
it's
a
like-
tiny rule to break. But it's like the fucking metronome
is-
in the background.
yeah, well
I
that's
would not have
that's
noticed if you hadn't pointed
you
it
wouldn't
out.
have. I'm sure. I guess most
No.
people probably wouldn't. For me, it's very.
I
very
instantly
obvious.
recognized
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Well, yeah, you're both people who like record music.
Yeah.
Like I don't at all. I'm not a musician, but like yeah, that's literally like the Pro Tools like metronome.
It's like breaking the first rule on purpose. It's so,
Yeah.
which is so next level. Like it's like if someone made a movie and like broke the fourth wall like in a way that was like intentional and meant to be. You know, it's like
It's meta, is that the right
Yeah,
word for it?
it feels
There's
meta.
a little meta
Yeah.
about it. Like they're such a digital musician. Like they don't even need a metronome for most of the music they make.
They're gonna fix the post anyway.
oh my god.
Goodness gravy.
Good.
Oh, I love the next song. I'm like looking.
This is the song, right? This is the single.
Yeah,
I think there were a few singles. I didn't know the singles. I found this album later.
I know the singles based on like what had a music video, and I saw Secondhand Embarrassment had a music video, and Spoiled Little Brat had a music video.
This is their most streamed one.
Yeah.
Which is what made me think it was yeah, it's good.
Spoiled Little Brat. And again, just like I was talking about on the second track, this is like very much like a I don't give a fuck about anybody else. Like literally the lines. I mean, it's like as pointed as it gets. It's like
Literally.
It's like yeah, like shut your mouth, listen up when I talk. I'm a spoiled little brat and I get what I want. I loved it. Like again, it's like it's just so deep to me. It's like another level. Like we're being ironic,
Yeah,
but it's like also
It's very satire.
Yeah.
yeah. But also, like, not at all. Because, like, I also love that a song that sounds like this has the lyrics, like, I'm a pop star, baby. Like, I want to play a little bit of that because I want the people listening along at home to, like, hear this, like, Gen Z ass 2021, like, and this could be, like, what a pop star looks like, right? Like, absolutely. I would believe it, like, hearing that they're a pop star. Oh, it's so good. The song fucking rips.
Shut your mouth, listen up when I talk. I'm a spoiled little brat and I get what I want. Shut your mouth, listen up.
Well, I skipped a little bit to ahead, but fuck, that rips. Let me go back.
Yes.
and I love how
Waste my fucking time, I'm a pop star, baby.
Thinking about a little something, something in my septum and a couple tattoos. Gossip about a little something, something, even though nobody ever asked you. Shut your mouth, listen up when I talk. I'm a spoiled little brat and I get what I want. Shut your mouth, listen up when I talk. I'm a spoiled little brat and I get what I want.
I just had the realization. Do you think those drums are programmed or are they real?
you know, I don't know. I feel like maybe they're live drums.
I get that feeling too, because there's something that really hits about them.
There was a drum kit in the music video.
That makes
yeah,
sense.
I saw that.
I believe
yeah,
it.
I hope. I don't know. It'll be
Yeah.
cool either way, but I think I would guess live.
Yeah, because
I
there's
like having a drummer on the show because I like watching you do the drum parts
do.
while we're listening.
yeah.
That is so fun to watch.
Can't help it. But like it goes into double time. Like it.
Yeah.
Like this
Yeah.
song explores so many genres. Like with the last one sounded like, you know, bass hunter, and then this one is like, you know, it's got a double time, like something you would hear in pop punk music, and it's like,
Yeah.
and you know, like I don't know. It just like it just like there's no rules on this album.
This is a vodka Red Bull.
Yeah, this is the red.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
The
It's
ending's
like-
also hits really good too. I don't know if we want to play that.
Oh, the hit at the end we have to play because it's the glitchy part is
we
insane.
have to.
Yeah, it's insane.
Oh, I know exactly when that happens too because I was reading the YouTube comments. And everyone loves this fucking part,
Yeah.
as they should.
Yeah.
Yeah, the song just completely like fucking devolves into madness, and I love it.
Shut
Yeah, that is. It's like a blast beat with the vocals.
Yes, that's the right word for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It smacks you silly. It's so good.
Do we have a game to play before we get into your favorite sidekick?
I have a game to play related to your... Well, it's not a game, but I thought it would be fun. The
Yes.
next song is called Your Favorite Sidekick. And there are so many sidekicks in, popular media and culture. I thought it would be fun to try and figure out which sidekick this album would be best represented by.
Oh.
So if you would help me collaborate,
Yes.
I have a BuzzFeed quiz pulled up called "Which Disney Sidekick Are You?"
Okay,
We're trying to
okay.
figure it out for
And I think we should try and figure it
not
out
us, but for the album.
for the album,
Okay.
or maybe for underscores in general.
Sure.
And just, I don't know what it's going to be.
I don't know
cool. I'm
either.
into it.
It's specifically Disney, so that includes
Yeah.
Marvel, right?
I don't know.
So that includes Star Wars, right?
The quiz was made in 2019.
Is Jar Jar Binks in this?
Because it's gonna be Binks. If Binks is an option, it's Binks. Dude, I'm a huge
find out.
Binks guy.
I think he's a Sith Lord. I don't know.
Okay, bear with me because some of these have quite a few options.
Okay.
Question number 1. Which word best describes you? Would it be witty, shy, colorful, feisty, ditzy, mischievous, wise, loving? God, this is so many options. Goofball or sweet?
There's a
Too
lot
many
that would
options,
work.
right? Like, why do we have to pigeonhole ourselves?
Pick
I
one.
know.
Alright.
I would say witty or goofball.
Witty,
What do you think?
I would say either witty or loving, probably.
Ooh, loving's
Loving.
good.
I like witty. Let's go with witty. All right, number 2. What makes you happy? What makes this album happy? Going out with friends, donating to charity, reading books, going on adventures, eating food, telling jokes, hugs,
Aw.
family time, giving people compliments, or creating art.
Creating.
It has to be the last
What
one, right?
makes this album happy? Yeah.
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 Okay, what's the one thing you can't live without? Comfy bed, books, shower, computer,
Computer.
TV. I don't think we have to look at anything
think it's gonna be
else.
computer,
It has
yeah.
to be computer. Okay, this is the same as the second question. What activity do you love the most?
Computer.
Computer.
Computer for all the next 10 answers.
Reading, talking, eating, swimming, painting, traveling, dancing, hiking, singing, or shopping.
Ooh, dancing or singing? I'm gonna go with
Kind of feeling dancing.
dancing. I think
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This album makes you move and groove. Okay, lit. What's your favorite kind of weather? For context, I'll say that this artist is from San Francisco.
Rainy.
It
No.
kind of like sometimes rain. The only time I've been to the Bay Area, it was in like January, so it was shit outside. It was
no.
like 40 degrees and foggy.
What latitude is San Francisco? Is it in the middle?
It's like
Of California, I think so.
It's on the north end of California.
Okay, so a
Like,
little
all the
colder
way-
than Southern California.
Right. It would be
Yeah.
like on the south end of like Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh, it's way
Oregon,
up.
and- yeah, it's
Just
rainy.
fucking up there.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite kind of weather? Warm but cloudy.
Yeah.
Clear skies with the sun shining. Warm and windy. Bright day but chilly. Cool and blustery. Cool and cloudy. Thunderstorms all the way. Misty or foggy day. Snowy. Duh. Or I'll weather the weather, whatever the weather.
Okay.
like it or not.
I kind of like that last option
That one checks out.
because I think there's so much like happening. Like we're weathering all these weathers.
Yeah, yeah.
If we're going literal, like bright day but
I really
chilly.
want to know what this question has to do with sidekicks.
I also do.
Sidekicks
I'm like,
have
Yeah, wait
no
a
weather
second.
preference.
Wait, what is BuzzFeed even trying to get at?
like,
How does this play into anything?
have you seen those BuzzFeed quizzes where it's like, make a milkshake and we'll tell you like your career path? It's like, how the fuck are you getting that from me saying like what kind of ice cream I want in my fucking shake?
I'm good with whatever weather. That's
I'll weather
pre-
the weather, whatever. What's
That's
the
pretty
weather?
lyrical. I think they would agree with that.
Red leather, yellow
It's
leather.
very Seuss, very Dr. Seuss.
What is your favorite smell?
Okay.
Pine, peach, ocean breeze, fruity, clean cotton, musky, cinnamon apple, rose, cherry blossom, or tropical paradise?
It's not one of the too fruity ones, I don't think.
Peach because of the peach Red Bull.
We are drinking
Maybe.
peach Red Bull.
Yeah, that checks out.
Okay,
We
cool.
can do that.
How are you feeling today? I'm just asking. No.
Good, thank you.
This is now therapy.
How are you feeling today? Fierce, goofy, confident, empathetic. I'm feeling very empathetic today.
Yeah.
You like go to work and your coworker's like, how's your day going? I'm fine. I'm feeling very empathetic.
More than usual.
Yeah.
Usually I don't give a shit about your problems.
Right.
Now I'm wondering how you're feeling today.
So answer today because I'm not going to ask again.
Well, I'm feeling very empathetic, and I can tell that you're feeling a little nervous. What's
Yeah,
going
well, yeah.
on?
Confident would be a good one. Are there more options?
Yeah, there's also scared.
A little.
How are you
Sometimes during
feeling
this
today?
album.
I'm scared.
Sure.
Shy, optimistic, sassy,
Mm.
hungry, or lovely. I'm feeling lovely.
I am also hungry.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Personally?
This album doesn't feel hungry. Personally, I'm hungry.
Yeah. I like confident, fierce. This isn't like slay. Like this isn't. I just tried to like flick my wrist, and I can't do it because I have a wrist brace.
Easy with that. Careful.
Photoshop too hard.
I don't know. What are we feeling?
I like confident. Was that?
I like confident.
Yeah.
Cool.
That feels right.
If you could be a drink, what would you be?
Vodka Red
Oh,
Bull.
I hope they have it.
I'm looking ahead to see if they do. They don't, but there are some alcoholic options.
Okay.
This is close. Spicy cocktail, ice water, delicious slushy, sex on the beach, Bud Light, Kool-Aid, soda, margarita, hot tea, or frappuccino.
I could see a slushy. I could see like something that's like
Like a 7-Eleven.
it's very sugary.
Yeah.
It's like very pleasant.
That or Frappuccino. Maybe Slushy. Let's go with
I like
Slushy.
slushy,
Yeah.
like syrupy. What kind of snack do you think you are?
I am hungry.
Who do you think you are?
Shrimp with cocktail sauce. Everyone's
That's not
favorite
a
snack.
Yeah. Casual.
Some of these are so stupid. Potato chips, tortilla chips and salsa, mini quiche,
Okay.
gummy worms, coffee cake, bacon, fruit, veggies and dip, or popcorn.
Oh, I like
maybe?
popcorn. Yeah, I
Popcorn's
like the
pretty
way it's
exciting.
like very
Yeah.
unpredictable.
I mean, they're a pop star.
Yeah. Oh, that
Yeah,
works. Then.
uh-huh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the one.
Okay, this is the last question. Lastly, if you could live anywhere, where would it be? Out in the country on a farm? In a cabin in the woods? The beach? In a treehouse? I want to travel for a living. City life is where it's at.
They don't need to do that, right?
They don't need to, like, this is the last question.
Let us.
BuzzFeed.
Let us. In
A castle, a boathouse,
Ooh.
on a mountain, or anywhere is home as long as I'm near my loved ones.
Yeah, it's nice, but I don't think so. I think I'm gonna say it's a treehouse or like.
I was gonna say city life, maybe. Like
Maybe
you
city
could not
life.
play this music in rural.
In like bumfuck nowhere. Yeah. Or, yeah.
I only think treehouse because like it's like bedroom pop, in the sense that it's just made on a computer.
And it's, like,
treehouse feels
lofty.
very. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's adventurous, like a treehouse is.
Yeah.
You gotta be a little daring to live in a
Smoke a
treehouse.
lot of weed in a treehouse.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's pick treehouse.
Lit. Oh my god. So, the Disney sidekick that represents this album is Mushu, the dragon from Mulan.
That makes me so happy.
That's awesome.
Quick-witted and hilarious, you're Mushu. You take any and every opportunity to put a smile on someone's face. Confident and sassy, you're known to lighten everyone's mood in seconds. You bring an awesome energy to any room you walk into.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Wow.
That feels really accurate.
Feels right.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
Actually.
good. Good job, BuzzFeed.
Mushu.
That's Eddie Murphy too, right?
That is Eddie Murphy.
Perfect.
I don't know if this album is Eddie Murphy, but it's definitely Mushu.
It's definitely Mushu.
It might be because he's got like his serious roles.
Yeah.
And he's got his funny roles.
He's got Donkey. He's got
Yeah. Oh, I just watched Shrek 1 last night. Last night. And he was so
Fresh
good
in
in
your
that.
mind.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's got layers. He's like an onion.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, cool. Now we know.
Now we know.
Now we know.
Keep that in mind
Now we know.
for the brewski. I got a potty.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna come out
I
of
think
me.
I'm due for a second beveragino.
Yes.
Well, in perfect fitting fashion, we were just talking about Mushu the Dragon from Mulan and our third and final variety of Red Bull for this.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. I was going to say evening, but it's like we started recording at like 4:30.
The sun is very much out.
I told Ethan, I was like, I don't want Red Bull too late. So
I thought you were going to say you don't want it too early, but yeah, that makes sense
4
too.
o'clock is, I think 4 o'clock is
You need
a
that
perfect
midday
time.
vodka Red Bull.
yeah.
Exactly.
If you're going to have
You
one.
don't want a vodka Red Bull at 9 p.m. if you got work in the morning.
No.
Yeah.
If you're in college, yes, go
Yes.
for it.
Yeah.
But fittingly, the last Red Bull flavor that we have is dragon fruit. So, I mean, we're finding ties all around. It is a delicious purple. Yumdelicious.net. Zach,
It's more mild than the orange one was.
it is.
Like the dragon
yeah.
fruit is a nice aftertaste.
An aphrodisiac?
Nope.
Not
I meant
yet.
I was gonna
It's a
say
sexy Red Bull.
I was gonna say an aperitif, but that's before. That's not after.
Oh, a digestif.
To what? That's right. Exactly right.
I've not
A
heard these
digestif.
words. You have to.
You have not
define them
lived,
for
my
me.
friend.
It's the classiest shit. Quick story. One time Cam took me out for a fancy dinner, and I also at the time did not know what a digestif was. But we had like
As I do now.
gone through the menu and whatever, and we like had our last course and we were about to get dessert. Ooh. And he turns to our server and he's like, "Do you have a digestif menu?" And I was like,
I
"Who
know what
the
it is
fuck
now.
are you?"
It's like a drink to like help you digest, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
At that same dinner, I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast yet, but Cam and I went, and it was like the kind of place where you like order a bunch of like small plates, you know, versus just like an entree for each of you.
It was real bougie.
Yeah,
Close to
exactly.
heavy.
And so the two of us like went through and picked out maybe 3 or 4 things that like looked really yummy, and we told our server what we wanted to have, and she kind of like inadvertently roasted us. She was like, "Yeah, you know, those are really great options. It sounds really yummy. I would suggest getting maybe something green, maybe a vegetable to help round out your palate, because we didn't
What did you
realize we
guys
had
ordered?
almost exclusively ordered like the
Carbs.
fried cauliflower and like pasta and just like entirely beige foods. Somehow we're gonna get back into the podcast.
Well, your favorite side dish might be,
Yeah.
you know, it might be
I love a good cornbread
right.
or a green bean.
Sure.
I'm bored of this food conversation. Pass me the aux cord.
Nice.
Is that anything?
That's
my
something.
favorite
That's something.
line from this song.
Yeah. What is that whole line?
Oh, I have it written
I'm
down.
bored. Pass me the aux cord.
Well, the whole thing is Black Docs, White Socks, 2014 cliche, I'm bored, aux cord, let me be the DJ.
Great
That's
line.
Such a good line.
Great
So
line.
fucking
It's so
good. I made a note that it had like reminded me. We recently did an episode on the Arctic Monkeys AM. So
right
like Black Docs, White Socks, 2014 cliche.
Yeah.
Like
That checks
that's
out, yeah.
exactly that Tumblr scene.
Oh, yeah.
Again, like I've been saying, like internet niche. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So good.
I love underscores are just so good at saying so much with like so concisely. Just picking a few
Yes.
words to it just you know it hits so hard. Black Docs, White Socks, 4 words. It's just like, you know, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
and-
concise.
And the rhyme with docs and ox.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So many
Man.
great rhymes on this whole album.
And like at no point, I would say parts of this album are kind of like campy and fun, but I would say like at no point does it feel like forced or like corny, because like it's still good songwriting with all
Yeah,
of
they're
these like
exact rhymes, but they're done excellently.
yeah.
Oh my god, for example, Never Tried It rhyming with psilocybin, like come on.
Yeah.
I love psilocybin. Like rhyming a 4-syllable word anywhere is just my favorite shit.
Yes.
And I love that whole line, like the psilocybin in the chorus. Just like that word is so fun to say.
Yeah. You don't get that in lyrics very often.
No, you don't.
I didn't hear this in the song, but I'm reading it now. They use the word Bratmobile on the B-way, and that's just good songwriting.
Yeah.
What and oh yeah, like Barbie's brat or like Bratz. Is that from Bratz?
I don't know. I'm assuming it's a play
Something.
on words of the Batmobile,
Oh,
but they
oh.
changed it to Bratmobile.
Yeah, and by the way, that feature is an artist called 8485, and I found them through this song. But then I looked up some more 84, 85 stuff, if that's how they say it. I don't know. You never know with these hyper pop artists. But, but their stuff is really cool too. So shout out to that artist.
Nice.
It's like, I guess it's still in the hyper pop world, but it's like, it's very, I don't know, it's pretty, it's melodic. It's, I don't know. I recommend 84, 85 also.
I was kind of creeping on them too, and it's kind of like this intersection of like pop star meets like Vocaloid, like very interesting, very sick. I love it. I love it.
Favorite Sidekick is one of my favorite tracks also. It's just so hype. It's so high energy. It's like
This is a Red Bull song.
Yes.
I just love, oh my God, I love the whole feel of this track.
This next one is half Red Bull, half like not even vodka.
No.
It's
half
it's like
sedatives.
an edible.
Like sedatives, yeah.
half edible.
No, and Dryland 2001, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I and what I love too is like this song, like the end is like 4 minutes of just bird noises and nature and little ambient, guitar noises.
And I don't skip it.
And
No.
I don't.
Sometimes I would skip a song like this
Yeah.
on an album, but I love this.
No, I feel
nice.
it. If I'm driving, I'll listen to that 4 minutes and like think for 4 minutes, and then I love how like it goes into Fish song. It goes into a quiet
Yeah.
track because it like it's like a transition into the quiet, because the last two tracks are definitely softer, and I love that transition. But Dryland is a great track. I love some of the lines on this are amazing too. I wrote down, but I remember New Year's when I told myself I'd open my eyes, or open my mind, is it? Oh, maybe open my mind.
They were literally 1 year old in 2001.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's probably not actual memories then.
Maybe not.
But it taps into nostalgia nonetheless. You know,
Yeah.
like if you hear 2001, it taps into something.
I thought maybe it was like a 2001 Space Odyssey reference.
Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know.
Oh, like space versus like dry land. Like
Well, that was a big movie, 2001 Space Odyssey.
Right,
It was made in
right.
like 2000, or it was made in like 1960s or 70s, and they're like, in the year 2001, we will be an advanced civilization.
oh man.
And we done messed that up.
We did mess that up good.
I had a fun metaphor thinking about all their DAW production and stuff at the end of this one. And sometimes I compare music to food on this podcast. And I would compare their DAW work to like a taco dip.
How
Like
so?
it's got layers.
There's so many layers, and each layer is distinct.
Yeah.
Like there's like a bottom base layer that's like a creamy bean dip. And then there's like a tangy sour cream that adds some nuance and some flavor. And then there's like a crispy lettuce
yeah.
that really like adds something to it. And then some cheese so you get some creamy again.
And then the beef.
And then there's a beef, and maybe
Or a
there's
little
like some cumin
jalapeno.
flavor.
Yeah.
And so like their music is like an auditory
Auditory
bean
taco dip.
taco dip, but you're experiencing it all at once.
Yeah.
An auditory bean. Yeah.
Zach, I really like that. As a taco dip enjoyer, dip enjoyer in general, I really respect
Fan of dips.
that.
As a fan of dips.
As a fan of dips.
Yeah.
Look, they're just so like I bet they spend hours like on their like DAW interface, really curating each sound you hear all the way, all the layers in
God,
the dip.
Yeah.
And you really hear that with the bird noises and just all the nice stuff that's going on. We can play a little bit of it if you
Yeah, I
want.
feel like we need to like
Which part?
just like the outro.
Yeah.
Also,
I think it's 3:30.
this song is like 7 minutes long, and
Because
like,
of the
like we said earlier, there's
4
like
minute outro.
yeah. And I'd say this all the time, but like I did the dishes to this album because I don't have a dishwasher and I have to do my dishes all the time. Doing the dishes to this song is the most peace I've felt in weeks.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That makes me happy to hear.
I believe
It's
it.
really lovely.
So nice.
So serene.
Like how are we still on the same album?
I know.
How are we even on the same song?
And it's so cohesive.
2 songs ago was Spoiled Little Brat. Like
We were screaming 2 songs ago, jumping around our bedroom.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
now-
it makes sense.
And now we're asleep on a beach, and it makes sense.
It's so nice. It's so good. Yeah, it feels like I fall asleep to like I have the Headspace meditation app and they have a whole section of like sleep soundscapes. So I fall asleep to their like rainforest
Not
rain
sponsored either.
sounds. Oh my god, if we got a Headspace sponsorship.
Oh, I'd love that.
So this reminds me of like my nightly rain sounds that I fall asleep to.
Is the Fish song the title track because the album is called Fishmonger, which is a person who sells fish?
That's a stretch, but I'll let you have it.
Okay.
I'll let you have it. I think it's title track adjacent.
Well, because the person that, or like the situation that the fish song is about,
Yeah.
they were not selling this fish.
Oh, I love the story of this song.
Yeah,
I
would
was
you like
reading
to
it on
tell
Genius.
Yeah,
Sure,
do
yeah.
it,
I'll try. But
Yeah.
I found this out on Genius. But it's about a fish called a golden bangus or something
Yeah.
like that. Bangus, and it's like a very rare fish. There's a bunch of bangus fish, but the golden one is very rare. Oh, and it was like observed to be kind of like a loner fish. It would detach itself from other fish in the
too.
pond. Yeah, which is so relatable. And then it's very rare, so they like donated it in 2012 or something to the Philippines, some museum in the Philippines, and they had it like in a pond there or something, and a research pond or something, and it died just very shortly after it was transported there due to stress levels and like low oxygen, which was so it's just
Sad.
it's very sad and
Yeah.
and so like relatable and analogous to our lives.
Dying from stress.
Yeah, and like you don't think about a fish being stressed, and it's just like I just love it, and I had new eyes when I found that out and listened back to the song. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I often do that on this podcast where I research an album that I'm already familiar with and then have new wow, this is a whole thing about a fish I didn't know about.
Yeah.
and what's great is that it already hit. Like before I knew that, it hit in one way for me and connected to certain things, and then I found that out and it hits in a different way.
That's very cool. I love to hear that.
It reminds me a lot of like the last album we talked about. We talked about Hail the Sun. And that's a band who also, well, I mean, Underscores doesn't do it as much, but like Hail the Sun had a couple tracks on the album we talked about, Wake, which were songs about like real life,
Real
like
things.
crimes that happened. And they took those events and like put their own, poetic songwriting spin on that. And this song, the lyrics are fucking
Super
gorgeous.
deep and
gorgeous.
Beautiful, yeah.
I didn't put my computer on Do Not
Sarah got a
Disturb.
text. Is it
I
from
got a text
Cameron?
from Cameron. You guys want to know what he said?
Yeah, do it.
He said, "Hope you're having fun,"
Aww.
which is
Very
really
cute.
sweet.
That is really
I would
sweet.
say I am having fun. I'm gonna text him
I'm
back.
also having fun. Yeah.
I'm gonna say I am.
I think this song is so gorgeous.
Beautiful. The one lyric that I wrote down, which is talking about this like fish that died, it says like it was something of a mascot till one day they found its silver belly facing up. And then later in that verse they say that they spoiled a lucky charm.
Never been so sad about
And
a fish.
like,
Oh my god.
oh, that just like really just that was me like
Yeah. pretending
to stab myself in the heart with a dagger. So beautiful.
Yeah. Oh my God. So many lines in this song. I wrote down a few also. Like, I spared it every harvest because I wanted it to grow. I love that line.
You didn't eat it.
And
Pardon. They didn't eat it.
they didn't eat it.
Or
Yeah.
whoever found the fish. Yeah.
And I also love for a week they kept it quiet, and without a proper burial they kept it in a jar. I love that line too. Like it died, but they just kept it quiet and let. The other one I wrote down. They're like, I know you're onto something. It's just simple, but it's like it's so relatable. Like you're doing something. You're onto something.
Yeah.
You know, there's hope. There's hope there. I love that
Yeah.
one. Again, just so concise with these lyrics.
And like the thing is, like Devin had like no involvement in this fish scenario.
Right? Not at all.
Like
Not
they
at all.
didn't catch the fish. They didn't don't this happened like in the Philippines. It was like some random like fisherman like I don't know. I think it's just the fact that like they resonated with this situation so much.
That's a really cool aspect of songwriting, just to showcase so much empathy that you can
Yeah.
put yourself in the boots of this fish or the people taking care of the fish and then write a meaningful song about it. Is a really cool way to write songs, I think, and also a really way to show their expertise at writing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What do you two think about like Fishmonger as an album title as it relates to this song? Like, why do you think they picked? I don't know the answer to this, but why do you think they picked Fishmonger, which is the person who sells fish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean, if we were like,
it's not too much of a concept album, right? There's a lot of themes.
oh yeah. I mean, if we were like putting the fishmonger in this situation, like if a fishmonger had found this fish, they would make fucking bank off
Right.
this rare ass,
That's true.
special ass fish.
Another thing about people who sell fish is fish don't last very long. So they have to sell those fish quickly. I don't know what point I was making.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, it's valid. It's valid.
They're also
But
just
it's a special type of salesman.
yeah.
To be like, I'm thinking of Aladdin.
Okay.
They like give Princess whatever the fish in her face.
Yeah.
It's like that.
I'm also thinking of San Francisco. I mean, there's literally a place called
There's
Fisherman's Wharf.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like,
All right.
San Francisco's a fishy town.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Why
Yeah.
they might connect to
Perhaps.
sea life, maybe.
Perhaps. Yeah, I have no idea
I don't know.
why this was picked or why the album art is what it is. It's like a water tower with
Right,
a
it's
smiley
not even
face.
in their
In
hometown.
Indiana.
It's
No.
in Indiana. or
Yeah,
something.
it's in fucking wherever. Yeah.
Which again is it's just like it's all so abstract and it doesn't really matter. It's like the whole point. Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't
It goes
matter.
back to like the metronome in the track that
Yeah.
gets off beat. It's like because
Who- yeah.
they can.
Who cares?
Yeah. I think it kind of ties back to like the titles of the songs too. I mean, like some of them make sense, like spoiled little brat, like that's a lyrical. But like Kinko's Field Trip 2006. Like we're not really
No idea. We don't know what it is and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like
Exactly.
maybe that means something to underscores and we don't know and it doesn't matter.
There's just some
Yeah.
kind of free association going on,
Yeah, it's
pretty
and we're
cool.
like along for the ride.
Dry Land 2001. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
This person was 1 year old.
Yeah. But it works. But it worked. Del Mar
mean-
County Fair 2008.
I
Yeah,
like this
we're at our
tune.
last year song.
This is a good tune to send off with.
And last song.
Last song.
The guitar work is so pretty.
Yeah, this song is.
And they do some harmonics, which is where like you place your finger over the string instead of pressing the string all the way down. It creates this really pretty note. Maybe we can play some of it.
Yeah, just like from the get go.
Yeah.
It already feels like October. They said you go with the boys, I'll go with the girls. I don't remember much, some colors in the mirror maze. I think I figured out what it's all for. I got everything I wanted, but I wanted more. Take a night bus, board a red eye to steer your fate.
There weren't any harmonics in that riff, but that is a good. They come in later, but that is the guitar there, which is so pretty, and a nice mix of real instruments and digital instrumentation.
And I don't know how much of that is actual instrumentation in the studio, but
You don't think that guitar is real?
I'm sure it is.
Okay.
I'm sure it is. But you know, I don't know. It's also it's hard to tell nowadays. like it's getting
yeah.
so
you're
good. but
right. I guess you
but-
probably could in Ableton play guitar that pretty with
it's
your
getting very
keyboard.
hard to tell.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't even think about that till just now.
But
I have to go
yeah.
lay down.
They played this song live too. They played a lot of these songs live, but this one was gorgeous live.
Oh yeah, I
Did
bet.
they like pull out a guitar? Or did
No,
they-
no,
oh my God.
no, there was no guitar during this. It's all backtracks. But yeah, just a beautiful song. Board a red eye to steer your fate is great. One of my favorite lines in this whole song is can't relax, I'm not built like you. That's one of my absolute favorite lines on this song.
That hits.
As someone with 2 diagnosed anxiety disorder.
Yeah, doesn't that hit?
Yeah, that hits. This song is gorgeous. The beginning feels so intimate. And then there is a feature from an artist named Maxwell Young who comes in and like I mean, like, fuck Chris Brown, but, like, the bridge that they do, or, like, something about their vocal delivery feels like a ballad, like a croony, like, almost like R&B kind of, like, love song.
Like vaguely MySpace.
Yeah.
To me, that's how I think of that last one.
Absolutely.
I don't know why, but
I want to try and find a little bit of it.
Last week thought it changed. Your face hurricane. I'm anxious to meet, yeah. This time cause I seen what you mean. I shouldn't freeze again. I'm gorgeous to be next to you. And under this pressure, but I'm used to losing. Change my heart, change my mind. Blame me once, blame me twice, yeah. Out of my care. Meaningful everything, meaningful everything.
so cool and so different from everything on the album.
So different.
It's all so different. It starts off with something that never happens again, and it ends with something that never really
never
happened.
happened.
Yeah, which is so fitting.
right.
Which is so fitting. And the way I got into this album, like Kinko's was the first song that I fell in love with.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like unsure. It was one of those albums where I didn't just like love everything the first time, for sure. It was like I didn't quite know how to digest it. The same way I found Brockhampton. Like it took me 3 tries to get into Brockhampton because I didn't know how to digest it.
Mm-hmm.
And similarly, it was like, I was like, okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. And then I liked another song, and then I liked Spoiled Little Brat, and then I liked Secondhand Embarrassment, and then they all started to click, and I was like, okay, I get what the idea is. I don't know if you guys feel that at all, but that's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, sort of that like slow burn where it takes time to really like appreciate it.
yeah.
I feel like you could kind of extrapolate that to sort of like, I don't know, like a TV series or something. Like you watch the
Oh yeah.
pilot
Sometimes
and you're
people
like,
will tell you you got to get 3 episodes in before
Yeah.
you feel it.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's
Exactly.
true. It's true with art.
Yeah.
I think you have to understand like the artist's
Yeah.
like vision. I think it takes some time sometimes to find that if it's subtle, which in this
Yeah.
case it is. I think.
yeah.
I just got excited because it's almost time for the Rebruski.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, I'm just so happy that this album like crossed our proverbial desks. We don't work at desks when we do this.
It slid across your desk.
Yeah.
It did.
Because I don't know. I don't think I might have found it otherwise.
That's
but
been a big, huge theme of season 2. There's so many
Yeah.
records that I'm just like, I'm so glad I found this.
yeah.
This is one of them.
I'd like to shout out my friend Mike Vile because he showed me this album.
Shout out my file.
Thanks, Mike.
Good, excellent job, Mike.
Because I showed him Gex, and he loved Gex, and then he got back to me, this year or whatever, last year, and he's like, "Have you heard of Underscores?" And now it's all I listen to.
Nice. Very cool. I think we're ready for Rebruski.
Let's pause.
Okay.
Let's deliberate and come back.
BRB.
All right, thanks for coming to the 2022 Rebruski Awards. Underscores, if you're in the building, why don't you come on up, because we're here to celebrate your achievement in the thickest dip.
The thickest taco dip.
The thickest taco dip.
Which is
Congratulations.
your proverbial DAW session.
Your Ableton is a taco dip. Your songs are a taco
And
dip.
we just
and
eat
we've
it
been
up.
eating it.
Yeah, we
have-
just love it.
We've been dipping chips
That is
into
our
it.
favorite snack.
And that is a thick dip. That is a thick dip.
Thick.
dip.
How many C's will go on this Rebruski for thick?
C's? Oh,
Yeah.
THICCCC. 4 C's.
4 C's. That seems appropriate.
That's good.
Thank you to Underscores for writing this album. Thank you to you, the listener, for fucking sticking with us for another one. We are Album Rebrews, and we will continue being Album Rebrews. If you want to find us on Instagram or Twitter, we are at Album Rebrews. And if you want to check out our website, where we're writing freaking little blog posts where we go to concerts and then write about it, that's called Concert Rebrews, and it's really fun.
It's a good time. Please check it out.
It is a good time. Zach bought a round of PBRs for a band. You can read about it.
Yeah, if you're a band and you have a recent show coming up and want to be on our podcast, I will buy you PBRs. Ethan, when's your next show?
Probably June.
Okay, we're going to buy you PBRs.
Okay.
Our website is www.albumrebrews.com.
A giant thank you to Cameron Bopp for writing the theme song and editing the show. Fantastic job.
And texting me while
And
recording.
texting him while
Thanks for
recording.
checking in on
Nice
your
timing.
girlfriend.
Check out Cameron Bopp on the internet, Cambot17. He's been Twitch streaming, and that is fantastic. A giant thank you to Ethan Urborg, drummer, our first drummer of the show, of the band Splits. Check out Splits at wearesplits.com. That is also their social media tag. Ethan, anything you want to say to the folks before we sign off?
Love your neighbor.
Yeah.
Be nice to each other. That's what I want to plug. And, don't judge people. They're all doing their thing.
Period.
Word.
At this point, to close out the podcast, we're going to get very, very, very close to the mic and whisper a very tender goodbye to the listener. Okay? Are you ready? Goodbye.
Goodbye. Have a good night.
I'll see you later.
Oh yeah.